Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Aries EDC and another edition of TNFNU. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I have put a goal for myself for this year, whether it was attainable or not. I would like to get to 2,000 subs by the end of 2024. And right now I'm sitting at 1,100 subs, so I only need 900 more people to get to that goal. But I'll be patient, and it's been growing, and all of you who have subbed, thank you very much. Also, before I talk to you guys about what I want to talk to you guys about today, check me out on Patreon. I'll put a link in the description of this video. You can support the channel that way. I think I have set the initial cost very low, and I try to share some kind of behind the scenes kind of stuff, but I don't know how much more behind the scenes I can really be with you guys. I share pretty much everything with you, but there's some things I put out a little early that I don't put out on the channel. And anyway, I sometimes will announce when my books are opening early as well on Patreon for those people who might be interested. So also, before I get to you guys, I just want to say, Miss Kelly, thank you very much for my monkey fist. Me, my wife, and my stepdaughter are thoroughly enjoying these. They're pretty awesome. And I gotta tell you, I've handled a bunch of these, and this one, I don't know what other people are using as their base for the monkey fist, but I can see what you put in here, and that is like a stainless steel ball bearing or something. That thing is a heavy duty. This thing, yeah, that's the real deal right there. That's the real deal. So I thank you very much for that. So what I want to talk to you guys about today is something that kind of came up recently with a knife that I was able to experience, and that's kind of the state of a collection. So when I got into collecting of knives, and I was following all the main big people that were doing videos, and a lot of them were saying it's just the journey that we go on, where you start to buy knives from all the different companies, but then you start looking for more. And at some point, you start looking at something that might be a grail, and then your grail just keeps getting higher and higher and higher. And before you know it, a knife that in the beginning, you were like, I would never spend that kind of money on a knife. And now all of a sudden it's, yeah, that might be obtainable, or I want something like that. I don't know if that headphone really works on this, but I guess we're about to find out. So I don't know where it starts and where it begins for some people. For me, I was all in on the budget realm, anywhere from 50 to 150, somewhere around in there. I would sometimes stretch the budget to 150 for a special thing that I thought was awesome. And then most of my collection was right in there. And I think that's kind of a good, comfortable price range for majority of people. I remember getting into it, and I told my wife, I'm gonna get this knife, it's $50. And she was like, $50 for a knife? And I was like, well, yeah, it's a quality knife. And then she bought me my Rat 2 and D2, my R2D2, and she was like, that's a lot of money for that knife. And I'm like, well, yeah, but that in our world is considered a budget knife. And it was hard for her and a lot of people to understand the quality of what you're getting. So it's amusing where you start someplace and then you slowly start to get up and higher and start looking at other things. And I got the opportunity to handle that Hinder XM18, and it made me really realize, wow, that was really cool. Now, I still don't think I'm comfortable spending the amount of money it is for that knife. I'm not there. I would like to be there. I see the allure of it because when you get it in your hand, it just feels good. I've had the opportunity to handle a Chris Reeves, and the Chris Reeves knife, you get it in your hand and you're like, okay, yeah, you can tell the precision, you can tell the quality, you can tell the feel, but it's still a lot of money, and it's not something that I could pull the trigger on. So I like to stay within my budget, but also I like to push that. Just recently, you guys, I shared with you, I bought the Wii Hyen, and I love this knife, and this pushed my budget pretty high. It's a great blade. I got the blue because I love the blue, and it's an awesome knife. And this is one of 2 Wiis that I have, and the other one is my Sakshi with the carbon fiber. This is an awesome blade as well. Now, it's not quite as much as that Wii Hyen, but it was still the upper level of my budget. And every once in a while you push your budget, and you just keep pushing that budget, and you get a quality thing. I got my TRM Holy Nerd. I love this thing. Small little EDC blade. But at the time I purchased this was my most expensive knife that I had in the collection. And I was happy to get it because it was also my 3rd time trying to buy it, and I kept missing out on their drops. And luckily, TRM is doing a better job of doing those and getting it out there. So that is a cool thing. And one day I want to get a Neutron. It's kind of on the short list of things to do. But my comfortable wheelhouse is a knife like my Elementum. The cost of this, under $100. I think this one, when I purchased it, was right around $50. So that was kind of where I wanted to be. And I purchased a bunch of knives that were right around in that price, and anywhere from $50 to $70, maybe to $80. A lot of my collection are right around in there. And it was like, okay, what's the new and exciting thing that are coming out? Recently, the new exciting thing was a Pyite. So I picked up a Pyite, and it has, right within that budget, and it was one of the only button locks that I have in the collection. And I picked this up, and I was happy with it. But you start looking at these knives, and you start thinking, well, if I sell that one, I might be able to have enough money to buy this other thing. And it evolves. And you start looking at what could be. And is that one worth the 5 or 6 that you have to sell to get there? I don't know. I can't answer that for you. That's totally up to you. It's totally worth it if you really want to get that knife and you're kind of done with those other ones. I have a Kooby Vagrant. I really love this knife. I carry it a lot, but well, maybe it's time to let it go. If I can get that money and then I could sell a couple other things, maybe I can save up to get something else. Giant Mouse. I have my Giant Mouse Biblio. I don't think I would ever sell this. I really enjoy this knife. It was worth me getting it. And there's a couple other Ace or Giant Mouse knives that I would like to get, but the cost of them are a little on the upper side of my budget, so I kind of hold off on doing that. Recently, I just got this, my 8020, and I ended up getting the OS 10 version, and I got this for under $100, which was a great deal. And I wanted to experience that shark lock. It's the first time I had done it, and I'm really happy with this purchase. It's been in my pocket a lot. I should probably do just a little short-term review on this knife, but I really am happy with that purchase. I'm really getting better at the action. And I'm really happy with that purchase. And all of a sudden, you guys are already sending me ideas for, oh, well, you got to get the scales and you got to customize it. But I just got it. So give me some time to at least experience it before I start doing that. But would I have liked to get that in a better steel? Maybe. I mean, I don't know what else is really out there. I think it comes in 20 CV, or I don't know, there's some other steels that it comes in. I would have liked to have gotten in a better steel, but OS 10, after doing a little bit of research, it's not a bad steel, and it kind of checks a lot of boxes for what I need it for. So, it's just funny how things start to progress. I remember having this on my list, my Para 3. I always thought the Para 2 was just a little bit too big, the one I needed, and the Para 3 was a little bit better. And I ended up paying a little bit more for the G10 instead of the FRN plastic, or the lightweight one version of this blade. But I really, really like my Para 3. And it's just kind of like, it's the way that it evolves. You start somewhere too. I started, one of my first things that I got was a Kershaw. I think this is the Scallion. Yeah, the Scallion. And my wife has the pink chive. I mean, of course. And, one day I'm going to share her collection on the channel because it's kind of fun too. But you start with that, and then you start adding, and then all of a sudden you're looking up and you're like, wait a minute, that one is really cool. I'd really like to experience it. In January, I went to that blade show and I got to handle a bunch of knives that I normally wouldn't do. And it's great to be able to handle those things. And I know Atlanta's coming up and some of you guys are going, and you're going to be able to experience. Okay. You're going to be able to experience a knife that you might not have ever been able to experience, and you're going to enjoy that. And then you might look at it and be like, wow, I really need to save some money to be able to afford that knife. Or start selling some of the collection so you can afford that knife. But all the other main companies, they're doing so many good things, so many great stuff, and it's hard for me to even keep up. But I'm kind of looking at what's different, what's new. Tempest knives, I like what Casey's doing. Orion knives, I brought them up. Vosteed has just blown the roof off of everything and doing some really cool stuff. And there's a lot of other companies that are coming up and doing stuff. New Breed EDC, some of his stuff, Loot is pumping out, is awesome. That Clydesdale is like a dream customized blade right now. I've seen so many things, and it's so awesome to see all those things. So anyway, it's funny how you start collecting and you're comfortable in one little genre or one budget, and then you slowly start creeping up, and then all of a sudden you're looking at $600 knives, and you're like, how can I make that happen? I think that's just the natural progression of how things go, and I really try to curb my spending. I only get maybe a couple knives a year, but I'm so busy making right now that I can't keep track of anything, which let's go ahead and talk about. So that's what I had for you guys as far as what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. So, updates. I just got notification that the two April stainless blades, the pistol and the Tobiko, will be back Saturday, which filming this video is going to come out Friday the 19th, so the 20th I should have them back. So that gives me a couple days, or about a week, to get them finished up before May hits. So I'm hoping by the beginning of May, you two that have the pistol, actually it's Maddie's pistol, and then the Tobiko owner will get that out. The other 5 are sitting right here, and they're in pretty good shape. So let me share that with you. All of them have the handles roughly shaped. So this is the Bloom XL. That's been acid etched and stone washed, remember? And it's in really good shape. I just have to hand shape all the handles now on all of these that you're gonna see. So the Bloom XL, I have the Bloom. It's in really good shape. Just got to start hand sanding it all out, and I'm going to start working on all these tomorrow, or I guess today as this video comes out. The Flamingo, got to get that all shaped out, but it's pretty much rounded off fairly well. I just need to smooth it all out. The Crow, I started smoothing out today. And it's getting there. I only used 120 grit, so I have a lot left to do on it, as you see. But it's a lot of work, but man, that thing is gonna be pretty killer in the hand. So the Crow is an awesome blade. It's a little bit big for my taste, but whatever. And then this guy, I put that on a diet. Obviously, I got a lot more to do on this one, but I really need to throw that on the grinder and shape it up a little bit more. But I had to put those scales on a diet because that was thick. So I had to really, really thin that out. But that material, that's gonna look pretty cool. I gotta tell you. That might be a surpriser on that one. So April is getting there. We're closing down on April. I have those 5 that I'm working on. And then I got the 2 that are coming back that I got to finish them up. And then May is right around the corner. So May is right around the corner. So if you're interested in getting on the books, start stalking the channel, because that video will probably come out within the last 5 to 6 days of April. I can't tell you the date because I haven't come up with the date that I'm going to be releasing those spots, but I'm hoping that I can fill them pretty quickly. I know there's lots of you who have been wanting to get on the books, and some people are still confused on the books, but hopefully that video that comes out will help again. You guys have been great about helping people understand how I do it. And I have a feeling one of these months, I'm hoping everything doesn't start stacking up. I would like to continue to do 5, but I might have to do 2 or 3 one month instead of the 5, just to get caught up officially, because I see myself going into May, and then, well, if May I only have the 5 and the 1 extra build, the Torcido, I should be okay by the end of May. But I said that in April, and look where I am, behind the 8 ball again. So, I can't win. But anyway, guys, that's kind of what I have for you guys as far as updates and the channel. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Please subscribe, like, leave a comment, or not. That choice is yours.